of his eye. Sit right down, we're gonna give you the scoop with Ryan Pfeiffer and Lisa Doop. Shamma-lamma ding-dong loop-de-loop. This is the story of a guy named Mr. Boop.
You're listening to Being Mr. Boop, straight out of the inkwell. Tagline author Ryan Pfeiffer.
Oh yeah.
My name is Lisa Doop, and I am Mr. Boop.
My name is Ryan Pfeiffer, and I am Mr. Boop. You're listening to Being Mr. Boop. Add in a little noir sting.
KWFF on your dial.
This is BMB, the Being Mr. Boop station. You're listening to Being Mr. Boop.
We broadcast
In today's episode, Alec isn't doing very well. Dun, dun.
We open our scene on a typical scene, on a typical location, a subway joint. But the cashier is not who he seems.
In the flapper shot.
This isn't the flapper shot. No, it isn't. Definitely not.
It's, flapper shot is kind of a vague term, isn't it? Because this is the establishing shot.
I guess.
But
it's not the shot we say was.
So flapper shot is establishing / wide shot. I think even though it's not the most common shot in this, I think I would say it's the establishing shot because it establishes the location.
It's the establishing shot, but I don't think the flapper shot is more than the establishing.
It's more than that, but it's because the establishing shot and the wide shot. But this is a wide shot. We don't see anything more zoomed out than this. The shot we see, the other shot we see is the reverse shot. So I don't know. It's weird. So it is the flapper shot, but it's not a traditional flapper shot because it's not. I lost this train of thought, but it's not the one we most commonly see. Yeah, I don't know what. I lost the train of thought.
My interpretation of flapper shot was it's the shot that we see the most in the strip. Like it goes back.
It usually is, but it isn't by definition.
Not by your definition.
It's the establishing shot, which is usually a wider shot of both of everything we see. Mm-hmm. But in this, but sometimes we get a reverse shot that isn't covered by a full wide shot. So, which is the case here, but so I would say just because the first panel establishes the location, that is like a sort of pseudo flapper shot.
Yeah.
Sure.
So in panel 1, our hero, Mr. Boop.
We join our hero, Mr. Boop, at Subway, where winners eat. He's standing behind the sandwich bar counter.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they would call it?
Sure, why not?
He's standing there crying,
tears,
grimacing,
screaming,
tears streaming down his glasses, waiting on a customer who's just some throwaway generic character,
but oddly looks like someone specific.
But like but they're not. They don't have a name. Fuck them. And there's also there's a chip rack type thing. Not the type of, if you've ever been to a Subway, it's not the type that's like attached to the customer side of the sandwich bar thing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They have like little trays of chips for you to grab while you're walking along that, and they're making your sandwich. It's the kind where that's like a bit like a big rack, like you know. This like more near the checkout, the side, maybe next to the drink fountain. Mm-hmm. So it's that type of chip display. I would assume that's what this is supposed to be. We see that kind of in the distance towards the left of this person. How would you describe this person?
This person, the throwaway character.
Fuck them. Yeah. Well, how do they look like?
Yeah, they got long, like, dark hair.
That is not dark. Alex's hair is darker than that. I would say they're blonde even.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
maybe
when I see
maybe like a dirty blonde.
When I see,
I guess Alec is kind of a dirty blonde, isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. When I see something in black and white, I assume anything colored in is meant to be dark. But I mean, who knows?
True. Well, I don't know. I think also, Alec uses so many water type colors that I feel like if hair isn't colored in it would be white.
Mm-hmm.
So this reads as like a sort of blonde to me. Maybe redhead.
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay. Sure.
And they've got a little round nose, kind of like Peter's, and their hair is like a mullet. Yeah. Not really.
No. It's kind of the mullet would flick out at the bottom, wouldn't it? But also
it doesn't need to.
Not necessarily. It just needs to be short at the top and long at the bottom. Just looks like a
short
guy.
in the front, long in the back. I mean, it is them. It is a mullet. Alec has a speech bubble that says, "Thanks for coming to Subway." Trademark. There's a little trademark symbol next to the Subway. Subway. It's like how I was referencing Susudio by Phil Collins, but you edited it into a bonus episode.
Yeah.
So no one knows what I'm talking about.
Well, maybe they will. Maybe people have listened to that.
Yeah, maybe if you donate to the Patreon, you'll know what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't. I'm not putting that as a Patreon. Just like as. Here's another one. I wasn't gonna put it on the Patreon. I was just.
You have to.
What?
Yeah, unless it's about the strip. Like the only public bonus episodes are the ones that are like about the book or the website or whatever.
Yeah, interesting.
But also, I did the Dirty Blues one as public just because we had talked about it so much on the podcast. It felt like it would be weird to. But anything we just edit out, that just goes on the Patreon.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You can edit that out too, but don't put it on the Patreon. Or not. I don't care.
Who knows?
Up to you.
I don't know.
The no-name person has a tiny speech bubble with an electrile bang. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Sure.
Yes. No. I remember we had this discussion. It's an AU bang. Yes, it's not an electrile bang. That would be the opposite. This is an AU bang.
Intriguing.
All right, describe panel 2.
In panel 2, we've got Peter Griffin and Bugs Bunny. They're both in Subway uniforms, and they're looking over at Alec. Stage left. They're looking pretty bored, and Peter says he's not doing his job very well. Which he isn't.
Yeah, he's stuttering. Bugs should be like, he sounds just like my good friend Porky Pig.
Porky Pig isn't real in this universe.
We don't know that.
No.
Don't assume.
No. I've confirmed it.
How?
I've looked it up. It says it's true.
I would comment on the Patreon asking if Porky Pig is real, but I feel like we should save our questions for something more important.
Is Porky Pig canon?
Maybe we get one question a week, so let's not waste it. Or I don't know how. Well, let me check how many. By the way, the shadow synopsis this week was my comic Mr. Boop is really sad. Electries, and Mr. Boop is in quotes.
Oh. Sad.
Bugs is standing there looking nonplussed in panel 2. This is the most common shot. Panel 3 is the same shot, pretty much exactly, but Bugs is talking and looks a little bit more derpy, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Being like, yuck.
He does look like he's saying yuck. He does look like that.
Isn't he just?
Isn't he just what?
Looking like he says a yuck.
What are we doing?
I think we were doing a Mr. Boop episode. Which you've just been listening to.
We didn't finish.
Where we at? I got distracted. Thinking about Boop.
I'm looking at Patreon comments.
Oh. Well, I don't know where we're at in this panel.
Someone commented on the Patreon version of this strip. They commented Subway.
Oh, that's true.
Can you hear my phone ringing?
No.
You can't hear that?
No.
Oh.
You know, when you think about it like that, it really is Subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
We didn't read the speech bubbles in panel 3, did we?
I don't know. I asked you if we had. Have we?
You read the speech bubble in panel 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
In panel 3, Bugs is saying, it's because he's convinced he used to be married to Betty Boop.
Doc.
Sure. Peter's speech bubble says, what does it say?
I know. But he's looking more dejected than I said. He's just like, I know.
No, he looks like he did in the previous panel.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like, it's great. He's very unemotive. Or at least that's how I read it. Because he's just like, matter of fact. Yeah. The events that transpire don't really affect him, and he's okay with it. I really like that. That lots of his characters are like that. It's like, yeah, cool. And I don't really get invested in anything. Genuinely, I think it's charming.
I'm checking my voicemail. This is very unprofessional.
Oh.
It's the library.
Oh no.
I don't know why I don't know what I ordered, but they said it's ready to be picked up.
Oh, that's great.
Panel 4.
Panel 4. But he was never married to Betty Boop, says Bugs Bunny, who in this panel is the exact same, but he has his arms akimbo.
And he sounds like a noir guy.
Yeah.
Wait, what the?
See?
They ordered this book twice for me. They said the thing that arrived is the book that I already just checked out the other day. Whatever. Peter's speech bubble set in panel 4 says, "I know that."
Again, an example of the thing I like, where it's, the characters don't really care. Fun. It's relatable.
This is a satire of over exposition.
Exactly. Because I like that. It's like sometimes in real life you feel like that. People are talking. Sometimes people are talking to you, and you're just like, okay, cool.
It's time for Patreon Comments Corner. Stavro wrote on the Mr. Boop Patreon, Alec, I'm sorry that Betty Boop is no longer, and in fact never was, your wife, or that you are in a coma.
That's funny. That's funny stuff. Did I do Dirty Rap this episode?
No.
Okay.
We only do it once a week. don't we?
No. We do it twice a week.
Hams commented, I was going to say it's inconsistent for Bugs to be pantsless here when he wore boxers back in the three-way strip, but that was real world Bugs and not coma Bugs, so props on the world building.
Classic.
This concludes Patreon Comments Corner, which we will never do again. I like the Subway comment, though.
Subway.
Which was not in the Patreon Comments Corner. Oh, the person who wrote this not to call them out, the person who wrote the Subway comment is not supporting Alec Robbins on Patreon anymore. I just noticed because I wanted to get a better look at their profile picture, and they're not supporting anyone on Patreon anymore. Anyway.
Okay. Panel 2.
What? What are you talking about?
You've been listening to Being Mr. Boop. Huh? You can visit the show's website at www.beingmrboob.com for a full catalog of episodes and sign up to the podcast. For more updates, follow Mr. Boop on Twitter.
Bye.
This podcast was brought to you by the Pitch Drop Podcast Network. Like what you just heard? Support the show by going to patreon.com/pitchdrop. And while you're at it, check out pitchdrop.net for more of this and other shows.